Welcome back to Maths with Mr. Duffield. Carrying on with my midpoints work that I started a few minutes ago. In essence, we talked about how if we have the points at the end of one line, the midpoint is exactly halfway between the x part of each coordinate and the y part of each coordinate. Now, this time, this problem I've got, I already have the midpoint, but I don't know the coordinate of the far end. Now, this is conceivably a very, very similar sort of technique. It's just that instead of thinking of the whole thing as one triangle, I think of the line as being double two smaller ones. So what I need to do is find the gap between the x part of the coordinate for the horizontal, movement, 1 to 5, that's a movement of 4, and then 1 to 6 in the y part of the coordinate, that's an increase of 5. And I will just simply do that movement, that jump across the 4 and up by 5, again to get from the midpoint to the other end. 4 to the right and 5 up. So the point Q is the midpoint with this addition on the x and this addition on the y applied. 5 plus 4 and 6 plus 5, which makes it 9 and 11. Oh, that's topical. Hope that makes sense. Let's do another one. This time over here, again I've got my x-axis and I've got my y-axis. My midpoint is going downwards this time, so my triangles are going in this direction. Okay, add those on. It just makes everything so much easier to understand once I have a proper sketch. Shabbily done though it is. Okay, so what are my movements in the y direction vertically here? This is a decrease of 8. It's going down by 8. And then 9 is going down to 7.5. If the decimal worries you, then just open a calculator. Minus 7.5. It is 1.5. And it's going to the left, so it'll be a negative, minus 1.5. And again, we're doing the same thing as we did before, repeating the same movement. 8 down and 1.5 to the left, negative happening to point M. So point Q is point M minus those movements. 7.5 minus 1.5 for the x and 0 minus 8 for the y, which makes 6 and minus 8. That's the position of this coordinate Q here. I hope that makes sense. That's effectively all of the kinds of ways that you'll be asked to find midpoints. You'll either be given a sketch, you'll either be given two coordinates that you sketch yourself, or you'll be given the midpoint and one end of the line and be asked to find the other end. And it's very straightforward as long as you are keen on sketching what's going on and representing the x and y movements forming these triangles. I hope that helps you, and I will talk to you very soon.